Hey. Time for another Out of This World story from rSpace. Today's story on rSpace truly reflects leaving a cheater, embracing the light, breaking free from deceit, taking flight, a journey to a better, brighter place where trust is restored and love finds its grace. Survived infidelity for men. I wanted to make this post for the guy who just seen that text message, for the guy that just found out, to the guy who hasn't eaten or slept in days or weeks, for the guy who, even after she cheated, you still love and would take her back. I was this guy in August. My world had turned upside down. My wife of 4 years, mother of my 2 children, cheated, and to make matters worse, was wanting to leave me for the affair. Here's what I want you to know. There is nothing you could have done to prevent it. She's making the mistake, and she will realize it. The key is building yourself back up so that when that day comes, you can react accordingly. Whether you want her back or not, there's one simple but not so simple trick to having it all go your way. And when I say go your way, I mean take you out of depression and back into an optimistic approach of life. Once you get there, the rest is cake. It's amazing to me because I've seen this work like clockwork. And even for me, what you need to do is go cold. Start telling yourself you don't care, even before your heart and mind believes it. Nothing moves a cheating woman more than a man not giving her emotion, not giving her the satisfaction of getting you upset, of being able to play on your emotions. It will be tough, and in the beginning, you will be going against yourself to do it. However, you will see the payoff the very first time you can execute this. A wise man told me, in situations like that, the person who gives the least F's usually has control. And I didn't get it. It wasn't until I went cold that I started to realize it. When I found out, I begged and pleaded with her every day for a month, until finally it stopped. We have kids, and a therapist told us that I should move out, but continue to be a father at our house. Meaning, when she would go out, I would stay home with the kids, and when I was gone, she was home with them. So they wouldn't feel a huge drop-off. I usually would sit there in agony, watching her get all cute to go out, and we would at the very least argue anytime she went out. Until one day, I didn't. I was pleasant with her, pretty much treated it as if I was babysitting for a friend. The worry in her face as she walked out of the house was the first confirmation that it worked. Fast forward, weeks down the line, I started to be genuinely okay with everything that was happening. We were splitting up. She was seemingly about to go be with her affair partner. I wouldn't fight with her, bring up the situation at all. When I was in her presence, it was about the kids. Until one day, same routine, I needed to be at the house by 11 p.m. because she was going out with the dude that night. So I show up. She asked me how she looks, and I told her she looks great and to have fun. Don't worry about the kids. And that she was free until 3 p.m. the following day, hinting to her that she would even stay overnight if she wanted to. She again paused, kind of slowly walked to her car. I stay up and talk to a friend of mine till about 2 a.m. My phone starts getting text messages like crazy. It's her. The first message reads, "Are you and the kids okay?" Which had never happened. Then the next message is, "Please can we talk when I get back?" Which I ignore. She comes back at about 5 a.m., which I was dead asleep when she came. I get up, start my truck, and am headed back to my grandmother's house, which is where I was staying at the time. Before I could close my truck door, she's at my passenger side, bawling her eyes out. I roll my window down and ask if she can please get 10 minutes of my time. So I allow her to get in, where she pretty much starts telling me how for the past month, the same amount of time I stopped showing my emotions to her, she's heavily regretted everything, and that if I would just give her another chance, she would go over and beyond to try to earn my trust back. I politely declined, however, and this day happened months ago, and I'm still riding that feeling I had driving off. If you need help, just think about what she did. Not sure how healthy it is, but that's what gave me strength. The idea that you're sucking and effing another guy, as much as it used to hurt, it became fuel to treat her like what she was, another man's pleasure. It's a wise decision to turn away and put your attention on your personal development and well-being. You regain control of your life and show that you won't let someone else's betrayal define you by directing your energy and emotions in the direction of self-improvement. In this instance, it appears that your partner used emotional manipulation in an effort to maintain control of the situation by preying on your feelings of guilt and anger. Gaslighting, shifting the blame, and downplaying their actions are a few manipulative strategies. It's critical to be aware of these strategies and to resist any further attempts to manipulate or pressure you into reconciliation if that's not what you truly want. It's critical to keep in mind that, with or without your ex-partner, you have the ability to build a fulfilling life for yourself. You deserve better. The key to healing and progress is to take care of your physical and mental health. Pursue your goals and passions, and surround yourself with supportive people. Keep your attention on your personal development. Put yourself first, and never forget that you have the power to shape a better future for yourself. You've already demonstrated tenacity, and tenacity will serve you well in your future endeavors. You will draw the love and happiness you deserve if you continue to strive to be the best version of yourself. Now let's see what some of the community responses are. Steve T647 says, "Sadly, almost every bloke will do as you did and go through the exact same process well before coming here. And welcome. If you want to help others, feel free to join and use your experiences to ground others going through similar. Your journey is not over yet either. You have found out how as a man you can take away some of the power, control, and emotion she was still getting from you, but not the affair partner. In other words, at that point her affair had lost her nothing, and she had you as a backup and someone else for all the fun bits. When you accept it is over and start moving on with your life without them, they see what the affair and affair partner is all about. It is sex, excitement, risk, lust, but not love and family. They also realize they could have had everything they got from the affair partner from you with some talk and a little effort. It is harder to find a real relationship than sex in a car park, coming to the clubs, etc. The risk at this point is reconciliation. She gets back what she is losing, but you are getting someone that hurt you and didn't care, that crossed the lines in the relationship, that brought in others, lies, and was happy doing it. The cheater has to buy their way back over the relationship red line, otherwise they will see the cost of what they've done watered down. The cheater also has to work to repair the damage they have done to you. In half the case, when the cheater looks at the damage and cost to repair, they realize too much damage has been done. Here is the thing: when you start dating again, she will throw herself at you. She will dress in the outfit she did for the other bloke, wear the lingerie she did for the other bloke, but this is only proving she wants to put in the same effort as she put into the other bloke, not repair you. When you get promoted and post travel pics, she will like them and say she wishes she was there. The ex will not leave you in peace, and she thinks there is a way back. If you tell her what the hoops are to repair you and rebuild trust, she may complete them and then have the chance to reconcile. Gray Rock or the 180 is, for you, not a start of reconciliation. Reasonable Produce 24 has this to say: "There is a saying out there that a man's greatest superpower is the ability to walk away. We far too often forget about that as we do our best to build a family, and when our partners turn on us, it becomes the sunk cost fallacy, and we do truly love them, but you can walk away. Go use the anger and frustration to kill it in the gym, at work, your school, or whatever will make you the best man you can be. Fake it first, and it starts to sink in. You see that shred of doubt, and you feel a twinge of power. You now know you are on the right path. Love it. You are growing beyond the past and deserve better, and you are on your way to getting it." Moving on to the next story. Karma is 50 pounds heavier. In no way do I necessarily believe in karma, nor do I expect to wait around for it. Life can be just plain unfair sometimes. We've all experienced things we don't deserve, and justice as a concept pushed by Hollywood. My beliefs are that karma is often something we don't see. It can take years to manifest, by which point, ideally, we've moved on and are in a neutral place. However, I have a story that's just too good not to share with you folks. My ex broke up with me suddenly back in October. We were happy, lived together, adopted a dog together. We were talking about the future. I had met his family and loved them. They adored me. Ex couldn't give a solid reason for the breakup and gave me really vague excuses. Found out through a mutual friend and neighbor months later he had cheated on me with the just friends coworker and left me for her. I had always suspected as much. Fast forward 7 months. I've done the work. Started therapy 6 months ago. Still continuing. I've been journaling, reading self-help books, and really reflecting on myself and the partners I attract. Doing CrossFit, running 5Ks 3 times a week, backpacked 40 miles with another trip soon. Done several road trips. Rekindled friendships and made new ones, planning a career change, slowly and carefully go back into dating. Met a man through online dating last week, and he asks me on a date Monday evening. Date picks the restaurant, makes reservations, sets the time. I meet him there. The waitress asks where we'd like to sit. I respond I'm not picky. He suggests the shade. The waitress walks us to the shaded table. The restaurant is empty, maybe 2 or 3 other tables occupied. The waitress sits us down. Directly in my line of sight, behind my date, is another couple at a table. At first I don't really take notice, but the guy starts shifting and looking uncomfortable out of my peripheral. I'm trying to be fully present for my date and not be rude, but I steal a quick glance over my date's shoulder at the guy. That looks kinda like... That can't be. That is. It's my ex, who is unrecognizably fat. Add 50 pounds from when I last saw him. His weight fluctuated a little when we were together, but he's military, and we always tried to eat healthy and live active lifestyles. He's with a affair partner. I don't want to be rude to my date. We're really hitting it off and having good conversation. He's funny, asking me good questions, interacting with the waiter. I noticed my ex lean across the table and motion for a affair partner to do so. She leans across, he says something. Affair partner sits back and looks pissed. For the remainder of their meal, she stares at him with a pinched, pouty face, not saying a word. He's staring straight forward like he's wearing a neck brace, and looking my way will end his life. They don't speak a word to each other the rest of their stay, and continuing staring straight forward, not daring to look around. The tension from them could have been cut with a knife. My ex looks completely miserable. At no point did it ever strike me, wow, looks like a happy, healthy couple enjoying each other's company. My date and I, however, continued having a wonderful time chatting away. At no point do I make eye contact with my ex, and as far as he's concerned, I don't even notice he's there. Quite honestly, I could barely recognize him through the bloated cheeks and visible belly rolls. For a while, I wasn't really convinced it was him. When my ex turns to leave, he has to face me directly. I focus on my date's eyes, nodding and not even stealing a glance at X, while he walks directly by me to leave. I'm really liking my date, and my ex isn't worth the scrap of attention anyways. So I avoid taking one last confirmation glance that this very overweight individual is indeed my ex. They leave. My date and I continue having a wonderful night. He asks for my number, says he'd like to see me again. We've been texting since. Oh, and to boot, my date is 6'4", handsome as all heck, and a firefighter. My intent is not to share this story and get anyone's hopes up that this will happen to them. I never expected to see my ex again. He's been blocked on everything a person can be for a long time and will remain there for life. At no point during the situation did I feel anything. Not towards affair partner, nor towards ex. There was no hate, jealousy, or even curiosity. Just mild pity for my ex, and how horribly depressed he looked. Affair partner's pissed off reaction was interesting. Like, lady, you pursued a taken man and got him. What are you upset about? You got everything you wanted. At one point, shortly after X noticed me, he got up and motioned to leave early. Affair partner refused, and the pissy staring at him ensued. Afterwards, I wondered if that was her way of trying to show they did nothing wrong. They both deny any wrongdoing to mutual friends. My ex completely lied to his family about why he broke up with me, and instead told them it was mutual. Or if it was some weird way of punishing my ex by making him sit there and listen to me and my date hitting it off. It was odd because X was clearly uncomfortable and wanted to leave. As for myself, I certainly didn't let their presence ruin the company I was enjoying. Hope this provides some entertainment for you all that are in the trenches still. It does get better. You'll move on, but you do have to take responsibility and put in the work. You have to want it. Take care of yourselves so that if you ever run into a cheating ex, it is evident your trajectory took you up. At the very least, if you don't ever have a run-in, you'll look and feel 10 times better. I'd like to think all the work I've put in the past 7 months has paid off, but I'm not nearly finished. When I saw the bloated man who at one time I was going to marry, all I felt was pity. Take care and hang in there. Let's listen to a couple quick community reactions. Bill 2550 says, "Living well is the best revenge." Ox chimes in, "Seems like his affair partner made him lose all self-control. Glad to know you went to indifference in a shorter time than others. A speedy recovery is always best." 7Ron5EN says, "Wow, I have a very similar story to yours. How my ex of 5 years cheated on me with a stranger she just met at her new job. We lived together, shared bills, adopted a dog, were looking to get married. And just out of the blue in October, after 3 weeks at her new job, I was blindsided, abandoned, and replaced." I wrote about the entirety of what happened and posted it to my profile. The one detail that emerged later that the post is that she is now pregnant with said stranger. And it's such an ugly betrayal and has been one of the most difficult psychological experiences of my life. I haven't been vindicated in the end as you were, but wanted to let you know your story was very nice for me to read. It gives me hope for the future. That was an amazing karmic retribution that happened beautifully, because no faithful partner ever deserves to be backstabbed and betrayed with no remorse. I hope you're continuing to live well. This story's karma seems to be very satisfying. It's clear that the OP has worked very hard on themselves since the breakup, putting a lot of emphasis on personal development, physical fitness, and rebuilding their lives. It can be viewed as poetic justice to see their ex-partner who cheated on them and left them for someone else, miserable and visibly overweight. The OP's lack of emotion and indifference toward their ex and the affair partner demonstrate their maturation and growth. They were able to have a good time on their date and keep developing their new relationship without being negatively impacted by their ex. This exhibits fortitude and a solid sense of self. Although it's important to avoid depending on karma or expecting it to bring satisfaction or closure, in this instance, it seems to have complemented the OP's journey of healing and moving on. It serves as a reminder that putting an emphasis on one's own development, taking care of oneself, and seizing new opportunities can help ensure a brighter future. Another comment or similar story emphasizes how relatable the experience is and gives those who have experienced similar betrayals hope. Even if justice hasn't been served in the same manner, it's encouraging to see that other people have been able to gather their courage and move on. The main lesson to be learned from this story is how crucial it is to take care of oneself in building a fulfilling life, regardless of the choices and actions of others. A potent form of self-revengement and a way to a better future can be found in living well and putting a priority on personal development. Thank you for listening today on rSpace. We hope you liked the story. Be sure to like and subscribe and leave a comment if you want. See you next time.